Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. This afternoon, a fight broke out inside the Hazleton Area High School, which resulted in a teacher having to be sent to the hospital. According to District Police Chief Ed Harry, the fight broke out just after 1. Several teachers attempted to intervene, resulting in one being injured and taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, where she was treated for minor injuries. The actors also failed to comply with directions from school police officers and had to be physically subdued. 2 15-year-old females were charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. They were taken to the Northampton County Juvenile Detention Center by HASD police officers, where they will be detained pending court action. This morning, officials gathered to announce that the Jeansville mine fire is out. WYLN's Gary Perna, who followed this story from the start, was also there and has more.
So people could feel safe, they can feel at ease that this issue, whether from an air quality or from the spread of a mine fire, that we've accomplished what we set out to do 3 years ago.
The 40-plus-year-old mine fire in Jeansville, Luzerne County, right on the Carbon County border, is now a thing of the past. This morning, officials gathered for a press conference to announce that the fire is out and DEP will continue to monitor the area until November. It was just about 3 years ago when DEP met with residents in the area to discuss what they found and how they were going to deal with it. Banks Township Supervisor Joe Clark remembers that meeting and is glad that this day, today, came sooner rather than later.
It's a great day. Remember, it was my second meeting as supervisor when someone comes and says, you have a mine fire, and you go, what? Infringed upon my friendship with Mike Korb. They were down here the next day, said, anything we asked of them, they did. And it's almost 4 years to the day that they started to work on this. And it's a good day. Good day.
The mining company Atlantic Carbon joined forces with local, state, and federal officials to find the fire and get it put out.
Well, it's nice because mining has an unfair tag of, destroying the community. And whilst that may be true in West Virginia where they take the top off mountains, what we're doing here is reclaiming and remining. So every site, even the active mine down there, was previously mined. And so when it was left, the previous miners just left a scar on the earth. We have to put it back. So even though this is the fire job reclaimed, this will also look like this when we finished. Under regulations, we have to put the land back as it was before. So we fill in all the holes that were created.
Fire that started in the late 70s began with a garbage fire that spread into the coal seams. Was a serious public risk to the greater Hazleton area. We all remember Centralia, and the fact that this fire has been burning for that long and along the seams of coal, this could have been another Centralia with Hazleton and the surrounding area.
All hands were on deck, working with Congressman Barletta, Representative Toohill, Representative Heffley, the local Banks Township community, Joe Clark, Charlie Shales, working with DEP. DEP stepped up in a big way. DEP was very responsive. We got a game plan, and thankfully we already had an active mine next to the inactive mine and the mine fire in Atlantic Carbon. Because they were on site, because they had an expertise, they were able to do it more quickly and more efficiently.
Mike Cobb worked for DEP when the fire was found. He has since retired, but was on hand today for the announcement.
When I was with DEP, we got involved and put out a couple emergency contracts to get the work done real fast. The drilling showed where the fire was. We did a couple aerial surveys to determine where the fire was, and saw that it was advancing through that abandoned mine material where there was no, shouldn't have been any coal seam or anything like that, and decided we needed to do something.
Officials here at the Jeansville mine fire say the fire is just about out. They're going to do some more checks on it to make sure everything is good, and they said they'll have a closeout by November. But the mining operation here at the Jeansville mine will continue to go. Officials say they have about 30 years left of good coal left to be mined out. In Jeansville, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
And late this afternoon, DEP released a statement about the mine fire. It reads, "The Department of Environmental Protection cannot confirm that the Jeansville mine fire has been extinguished at this time. DEP continues to utilize a contractor, Hazelton Shaft, to extinguish the fire and is working with them to drill additional monitoring holes to determine if coal material continues to burn beneath the surface. The department's goal is to extinguish the fire on both the active mining and abandoned sections of the 25-acre mine fire area. To date, approximately 44 million gallons of water and 14 million gallons of foam have been utilized to fight this fire, and 5 million cubic yards of material have been excavated and removed from the site. Air quality monitoring conducted at the onset of the work has demonstrated no air quality danger to the public, and no complaints have been reported to DEP. A public meeting will be held in the coming months to inform the public on the status of the mine fire that was discovered in 2012. The DEP did not participate in the news conference held this morning at the site. This afternoon, a building collapsed in downtown Berwick. Police and fire were called to the building on 2nd Street when the 2nd and 3rd floors collapsed. Part of the building fell onto 2 vehicles that were next to the building. Reports are that 2 people were inside the vehicles at the time, one being taken to the hospital. WYLN News does have a crew on location, and we will have more as it becomes available. Preparing for 2019, the City of Hazelton is already drafting proposed budgets. According to a financial overview that was released, the city has prepared an early draft of the 2019 budget that had to be submitted to the Pennsylvania Economy League. PEL is working with the city since it entered into Act 47 status last year. The early draft does have a tax increase built into it, but that's not set in stone, according to city administrators. The report projects a roughly 5% increase in property taxes and 0.4% increase in the resident earned income tax rate. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development is changing its regulations, which means some residents in the Hazelton Housing Authority may be facing rent increases. The Housing Opportunity Through Modernization Act would require housing authorities to terminate tenants or raise rents on those whose income exceeds 120% of the area median income. Plans were announced to implement the act at Tuesday's authority board meeting. Tenants would be notified by the authority of any changes to their rent after a year that their income exceeds the over-income limit. A mortgage foreclosure lawsuit was filed on Friday against the owners of Hazelton Hyundai and Hazelton Kia in Hazel Township. Hyundai Capital America launched the proceedings, the suit claiming that Michael Saporito, Jesse Armstead, and Antonio Pierce owes Hyundai Capital over $16 million in loans and mortgages for the 2 Hazel Township stores. Hyundai Capital also filed a lawsuit in August that accused the ownership group of selling around 500 vehicles without repaying the lender which financed the vehicle. Hyundai Capital removed remaining vehicles from the 2 dealerships on August 31st. After being caught on surveillance video stealing motorbikes, 2 Tamaqua men have been charged. Police were notified that 2 motorbikes were taken from a property on Penn Street on September 14th. Surveillance showed that a young man pushing one of the bikes toward Bow Street around 8 o'clock, and shortly afterward, an older male seen taking the second bike. After the victims posted the incident on Facebook, they received tips that the bikes were taken to a Hunter Street apartment house. 27-year-old John Roman and a 16-year-old were charged with theft by unlawful taking and receiving stolen property. The Wilkes-Barre Parking Authority is at odds with the way the former Hotel Sterling lot is being utilized for parking. The city was leasing parking spaces in the lot at North River and West Market Street to an insurance company employees for a flat rate of $45 a month until City Council approved selling the property to Gateway Center Associates back in March. Wilkes-Barre Parking Authority says the developer is illegally using the lot without proper zoning. The authority filed a complaint with the zoning officer stating that the owner, H&N Investments, incorrectly applied for a zoning variance for residential parking. The zoning board was scheduled to hear testimony on a temporary 24-month variance today. Coming up on WYLN News, grants for projects in Schuylkill County, plus saying goodbye to a business which has been around for decades. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Clear overnight, the low 54. We have mostly cloudy skies, maybe a passing shower, and cooler temperatures right through the weekend. We'll be right back.
One of the greatest fairs on the East Coast, the 163rd Bloomsburg Fair, September 21st through the 29th, with farm and garden exhibits, agriculture displays, Cinderella carriage rides, demolition derbies, and tractor and truck pulling. Take a ride on the carousel or one of the many amusement rides. For a scenic ride, jump on the Sky Ride. The grandstand boasts a lineup of entertainment you don't want to miss. Order your tickets online or at the grandstand office. Always a wide variety of attractions and food vendors. Come and enjoy a day at the Bloomsburg Fair. Visit us on the web at www.bloomsburgfair.com or call 570-784-4949.
Johnny, so what really was the deciding factor for you to run for Congress?
Mom, I want to fight for you and the people of Northeast Pennsylvania. And I will bring jobs for the young people here to create opportunities that I didn't have, and to fight to make sure that your Social Security is protected.
Make sure that you do it with integrity. I don't want you to be one of those people in Washington.
You don't have to worry about that. I'm John Schrin, and I approve this message.
A dispute over releasing certain records to the media has landed one county coroner's office in court with a newspaper. Schuylkill County Judge John Damalakis will determine the case in a bench trial yet to be scheduled. It's in the case of the Republican Herald versus the County of Schuylkill. The newspaper is seeking identities of persons who died from drug overdoses in the county in 2017. The request by a staff writer for the paper is part of a story on the opioid crisis afflicting the Commonwealth. Although the Pennsylvania Office of Open Records has determined the records to be public, the coroner's office argues that releasing them violates the federal HIPAA law. Now a county judge will have to decide if that information can be released. Hazel Township's planning department met last night to hear out 3 companies looking for complete acceptance on future plans. In 2 incidences, subdividers at Humboldt Industrial Park were felt to not have fulfilled the township's ordinance requirements just yet.
Weren't accepted, and that means there's a 90-day clock that we must respect, and we must make a decision within that amount of time. As a result, we want the application to satisfy the requirements of our ordinance as a complete application before we accept it and start that clock. So they simply have to get with us as to what's missing in the application.
A third plan was submitted by Coordinated Health in hopes of amending their plan for the facility located in the Humboldt Industrial Park.
And that's what their representative discussed with us tonight. So they are going to submit building plans to our building department to determine the revision and whether they can go forward. And then they'll also submit an amended what's called land development plan to the board for a recommendation to the supervisors.
Hazel Township's next regular planning department meeting takes place October 16th at 6 p.m. State Representatives Neil Goodman and Senator David Argyle announcing today that 3 projects in Schuylkill County will receive over $666,000 in state grants. The Commonwealth Financing Authority approved the grants at a meeting on Tuesday. $151,000 went to the Mahanoy Township Authority. That's to replace valves that control the water distribution system that feeds Mahanoy City.
Center Street, which right now, 2 of them isn't working on us. So actually what we're planning on doing is, with the grant money we got right now, that we're planning on replacing those valves so we can isolate the system a lot better than what we could in the past.
$425,000 will go to the Schuylkill County Municipal Authority, and that will be used in order to bring the water to the Mahanoy Business Park. Minersville also received a $90,000 grant. After decades in business, a company in Frackville will soon be closing its doors at the end of the year. City Shirt Company, owned by Elbeco Incorporated, has been manufacturing shirts and pants for postal workers and public safety employees for years. The company cites the inability to attract workers to replace either retired or retiring skilled sewers, resulting in decreased production. Elbeco has plans to consolidate operations into its U.S.-based manufacturing partner facilities. City Shirt Company in Frackville will close by the end of December. Coming up on Drifton's News Choice, it's award time on Community and You, plus gearing up for a blanket from Al. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us.
Seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Appliances are right over there, and this is part of our furniture department.
Okay, but I'm looking for a mattress.
Well, you've come to the right place. Grand Central is Northeast Pennsylvania's #1 Sealy mattress dealer. We have Sealy mattress sets from only $199 and Stearns & Foster queen sets from only $45 per month. We also have interest-free financing up to 60 months. And remember, delivery and takeaway are absolutely free.
So we don't have to do anything?
Not if you buy your Sealy mattress at Grand Central.
It looks like I did find the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Grand Central in Hazleton, the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their 4th generation and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
Wyln. I'm Gary Perna. I'm with Leanne Falbell, the Vice President of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. We're here at the Chamber building today talking about the annual Business and Community Awards, which will be going on Thursday, October 25th. There's a little luncheon as we recognize some of the award recipients. And before we can even talk about award recipients, you have to be nominated for the award. So Leanne, tell us about the nomination process, how people can be nominated, and kind of how this all works.
Okay, so, excuse me, we have 7 awards, and basically the awards are open to our chamber members. We do have 2 individual awards, the Volunteer of the Year and Young Entrepreneur of the Year. You don't necessarily have to be a chamber member for those 2. But for our Small Business of the Year, Large Business of the Year, Pride of Place, Green Business, and Healthy Workplace, you'd have to be a chamber member business. Sometimes businesses nominate themselves because they know, like for instance, the Healthy Workplace, they know they have a Healthy Workplace program in place at their, at their offices, so they'll nominate themselves, which is very common. So a lot of businesses say, I don't know if I want to, but that's common. And then in any event, anybody else can nominate any business or individual for the award. So all they need to do is contact me, and at the chamber here you can email or call, and then I will in turn notify that business or individual and ask them to fill out an application.
Okay. So a relatively easy process to be done, and we've been doing this for a number of years. We've been covering it. You guys have been doing this. So this is a really great event to showcase some of the great initiatives being done here in the greater Hazleton area, of course, with the Pride, the Healthy, the Green Workspace, the Entrepreneur. Always great to see some young entrepreneurs going out there and starting businesses, and of course the volunteers for all the great work they do each and every year here in the greater Hazleton area to make sure stuff gets done, going out there, and of course the small and large workplaces, because we have a lot of businesses right here in the greater Hazleton area that do go above and beyond really when it comes to volunteering in the community or giving back or even doing stuff right in their workplace to make their employees more comfortable.
Right, exactly. And so, like for instance, a small and large business. Small is under 50 employees, large is over, of course. And then we actually have a volunteer awards committee that comes in and they read every application. They have their work cut out for them. We have a great group of volunteers, but they read every application, and we have a score sheet, and they're scored on different categories, like you said, community involvement, growth, there's 4 or 5 different categories, and that's all listed on the application. So, yeah, I mean, and we tally up the scores. We have a meeting, we tally up the scores, and whoever scores the highest is our winners. And one year, I've been doing this for 13 years, one year we had a tie, down to the point, whatever, for Small Business of the Year one time. But I mean, it's a great committee, and it's a really nice program because, like you said, we get to recognize the businesses that do so many good things in our community, and it's difficult to choose the winners. And so many times, it's only within like a point or two that there's the difference, because most of them that are nominated are deserving of the award.
Yeah, and it's always a great thing. So again, if you want to nominate your business, or of a business that should be nominated, or an individual for the Volunteer of the Award or Entrepreneur of the Year, give Leanne a call, email her. All the information has been up on your screen. You want to do that. Is there a deadline when the nominations have to be in by?
Yes, the deadline for the applications to be returned to me is Friday, September 21st.
Okay.
Yep, and then we do have an awards program where we recognize all of the recipients at the end of October.
All right, so again, a lot going on with that. So make sure you get those in to Leanne so we can get all the information in. They can process everything. They can get the committee here to go through all the awards, and so we know who will be getting them on Thursday, October 25th. And that event will be happening down in Sand Springs, and you can also reserve a chance to go there and participate in that and see who wins the awards. And of course, always tune in here because we'll cover it as well. Leanne, thank you so much for joining me, and thanks so much everyone for joining us here on Community and You. We'll catch you next time here on Wyln.
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home. Robotic surgery for quicker recoveries. World-class heart care and access to top specialists. All from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for Greater Hazleton and beyond. Lehigh Valley Health Network.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Due to the unbelievable response of our last mall sale, we will be repeating this event September 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. That's right, over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles in one location at the Laurel Mall. All new vehicles will be advertised below factory, and we will have used car appraisers on hand and will be offering up to 110% of Kelley Blue Book. We will have a credit consultation specialist on hand to approve your loan. Interest rate starting at 0%, discounts up to $12,000. The 19th through the 22nd at the Laurel Mall. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Don't miss this event.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown the Hometown Village Square.
Boscov's kicked off the annual Blanket from Al project. All locations of their stores will be collecting blankets to give to individuals and families in need. The project, which gets underway September 29th, partners with Catholic Social Services through October 31st to collect new blankets, which will then be given to numerous area organizations for distribution. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Talk to State Farm agent Pete Kazalika today.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
Irely Chiropractic Offices celebrating 43 years of practice and community participation in the Hazleton area. Doctors Tricia and Terrence Irely, keeping Hazleton moving since 1975.
BLB Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. One call does it all. Looking for a good pre-owned car or truck? BLB Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, inspected vehicles. If you need repairs on your vehicle, then Barbush Automotive can handle any job at affordable prices. Located at 1299 State Route 940, Hazel Township, one call does it all. 570-454-7571.
You're watching Monterey City's Choice. For news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.